All right, we are live on YouTube. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. Glad you could all join me here today for this very brief live stream. It's only going to be about 30 minutes long. We're about 45 minutes away. If you're here live, we're about 45 minutes away from a show I'm going to be the guest on. I'm going to share more about that here in the beginning. If you're watching this on the replay, still listen, it's going to make a lot of sense because you can always watch the other show I'm going to be on the replay as well. But before we get to this very brief show, where I have a lot of interesting things to talk about, let me make sure everything's rolling smoothly. Let me check out the back end of YouTube and make sure it's rolling well. And just waiting for it, the back end of YouTube. It says excellent connection. I'm just waiting for it to pop up on the back end screen here. Yeah, just give me a second here, folks. There it is. And let me also make sure that the YouTube notification has gone out. It looks like it just did. And let me also do a sound check. Still listen, it's going to make a lot of sense because you can always watch the other show I'm going to be on the replay as well. But before we get to this very brief show, where I have a lot of interesting things to talk about. All right, all is well. Don't have a whole lot of time, so let's get right to it here. The topic of this brief stream is Don and I are the Realest on YouTube and discussing people that go real life on YouTube. One more time, the topic is Don and I are the Realest on YouTube and discussing people that go real life on YT, YouTube, right? You know, I'm going to start off the show by just laughing because there's a group of people out here that don't like me, and they conglomerate with the same group of people that have been, coming at me for years. And they have the same exact agenda as the people that have been coming at me for years. These people I don't think these people really truly hate me, but they don't necessarily like me either. But there's a large audience of Coach Eli haters, and they all get the most traction when they talk about me. So sometimes these people have to find reasons to talk about me. And I guess yesterday on my Walking with Purpose stream, I gave people a reason to talk. Well, do what you got to do. I am going to discuss briefly some of my thoughts regarding a stream that was done earlier this morning by a lady, once again, I'm going to refer to as Miss T. I just don't want to give this group any notoriety from any new people that come across this. The people that have been around for a while, they're going to know who Miss T is. Miss T, you know who you are. Your people know who you are. And the people that have been around for a while over here know who you are. But the new people are not going to know who you are because we're just not going to share your channel. We don't want to share channels that, are coming at us in ways that I'm feeling are malicious, with malicious intent. Regardless of, whether you think that you know the situation better than I do, which you don't. We're not gonna promote these types of channels. We're just not going to. We're also not going to trash talk these channels. I'm not going to trash talk you, Miss T. I haven't done that, and I will continue to not do that. And as a matter of fact, I don't even talk about you at all. You keep on inserting yourself into my business because you think you know more about my personal situation than I do. Okay? And if I want to put stuff out publicly on YouTube, that's on me. We're going to, Don and I, and Don does know every piece of content I do. We're going to get more into that in just a few here. But before we get to that, 33 in the box, making it rain. Okay? Before we get to that, coming up in less than 45 minutes at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 p.m. Pacific on the Planet Mondo channel, I'm going to be the guest
on his show. Him and I are going to have a conversation. He's going to ask me questions. I'm going to ask him some questions, and we're going to have a civil and reasonable conversation. Okay? And I'm going to be answering some questions probably about, all the drama that's been going around. I'm also going to be answering some other questions regarding, hey, what are my future plans for my channels on YouTube? I'm sure Mondo has a full list of questions he's going to ask me. Questions that make sense to answer, I will answer. Questions that I feel are just ad hominem attacks or trolling, I won't answer. But we're going to have a reasonable civil conversation. And that's coming up shortly after this show ends. I'm going to end this show at about 15 past the hour. And then at 30 past the hour, which is going to be 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 p.m. Pacific, I'm going to be on the Planet Mondo show. And I'm only going to go on their audio only because I'm going to shut down my in-studio setup. And I'm going to do the show with Planet Mondo from my phone because at the same time, I've got some other things to multitask and take care of my girlfriend, Dawn, and she's the top priority. So it's not that I'm not trying to be on camera. Here I am. I'm on camera. You know who I am. And I'll show my beautiful face through my picture on StreamYard, but I'm going to be taking that show audio only. So just letting you know, Mondo, ahead of time if you're watching this, and other people as well. 36 in the box, 2 thumbs up. Please smash the thumbs up. Please share this out. Okay? So that is that. So let me talk a little bit about Don and I being the realist on YouTube. Okay? A lot of people have questioned me on why I talk so much about the private life that Don and I have. Okay? And I wanted to clarify that because the truth of the matter is there are things we haven't told you and we will never tell you. There's a lot more to every story that I've shared that gets extremely, extremely private and personal. And I would never put that out there because it's not necessary for the whole world to know. But what I do is I share my thoughts on certain situations that I feel are helpful to other people and they can learn from what we're going through. Okay? That's all I do. And I'm well within my rights to do that. I can talk about whatever I want to talk about out here on YouTube as long as I don't violate the terms of service, which I don't. If I want to talk about my family or Dawn's family, listen, I'm a part of Dawn's family. Dawn is family. Dawn is family. She's been living with me for 1.5 years and she's family. Okay? And I'm going to tell you this, that when it comes to protecting my woman, I will protect her from anyone, including my family and her family. Okay? And if there are some things that I want to talk about our families, I don't care what anyone thinks, including my family, her family, or anyone else. All I care about is what Dawn and I think. And Dawn has no problem with me talking about this stuff because she's the one that's dealing with it and she wants to share her stories to help other people that have gone through or may currently be going through the same thing so we can help them resolve it. So again, I'm going to talk about whatever I want to talk about. And if there are some people in a drama, shit disturbing group out here that creates drama shit show content and they want to ride my name and try to spin what's happening way out of context, or even if you think you're legitimately doing the right thing, which you're not, you don't know the full story. You have no idea what's going on. You are assuming what you think is going on. And number 2, your hatred for me overrides your best interest for Dawn's health. The bottom line is this group of people, their hatred for, they're trying to basically, use Dawn and her health issues to try to come at me and say I'm not doing the right thing. These people have no idea how well I've taken care of Dawn more than anyone else ever has. And I stand tall on that. And when Dawn comes on the next time, now we're not going to, let me update you folks on the members only live stream. Dawn and I we talked with one of her closest friends earlier today for like 3 hours that knows the situation with her family for the last 10 plus years. And everything that I've said is the same exact stuff that she's been seeing for the last 10 plus years. Now, you folks wouldn't know that because you don't know her friend. You were not a part of that conversation. You also don't know the full story. There's a lot more to the story that you don't know that we're not going to put out there because I will not put that part of the story out there. There's more to the story, a lot more. There's a lot more to the story that has created the amount of trauma that my wonderful lady has been dealing with. And that stuff I'm not going to talk about. AZ Prod, welcome to the show. How you doing? 1 minute delay between what I say and what goes out. $47 in the box. 5 thumbs up. Please smash the thumbs up. Please share this out. So I'm going to say this as politely as possible to you, Miss T. You have the right to review my content or any other piece of content on YouTube. You have the right to do your reaction videos. It's all good. You can talk about me all day, every day for all I care. Here's where it becomes a problem. When you threaten to go real life because you think that there's something wrong when there really isn't, right? I'm sharing my feelings on how I feel about things. You want to sit there and, send her family all these videos. These people know my YouTube channel. They can tune in anytime they want. They choose to avoid this stuff because here's the thing. Like I mentioned on that show yesterday, I stand tall. The problem is coming from the people I talked about on that show yesterday, right? They're not willing to own their part of what's created the issues for my wonderful woman, right? So here's the thing. By you folks sending them that information, like I could care less because they can tune in anytime. I don't care. I'm not going to reach out to them because right now I don't want to talk with any of them because I'm not happy. I'm not happy with that side of the family. I'm not happy with her side of the family right now. I'm not lying about it. So quite frankly, I really don't care. I don't care what is said about me or what people think about me. I don't. Because what I care about is my lady's well-being. And if that's part of what's affecting her well-being, I'm going to stand tall on that. But you folks don't know what's going on. You don't. You want to assume I'm the problem every time because you're a part of a group that gains traction from talking shit about me. And even if you know I'm doing the right thing, if you praise me in any way for doing the right thing, you will lose all your traction. So nothing you guys say or do is valid. Nothing you guys say or do is valid. And everyone knows it. All you're doing is riding the Coach Eli wave, right? Whenever you create any other piece of content, you don't get nearly the traction you get when you talk about me. So hey, by all means, continue to talk about me, right? And if you want to go real life, if you want to keep coming real life at me, do what you got to do. I'm not telling you to do something. What I'm saying is, if you're going to threaten that or end up doing that, all I'm going to do is keep calling it out on YouTube. I'm not going to take any legal action because I don't want to deal. I don't want to deal with that stuff. This is petty stuff where I can just say, well, there they go again. They came at me real life again. They came at Don real life again. And guess what? The court of public opinion on YouTube eventually will realize what's going on and they'll stop supporting you. So in essence, by doing that, all you're going to be doing is hurting yourself and your own audience. That's all. Okay? That's all. Period. End of story. Miss T, here's the thing. I have not talked about you. I haven't said anything negative about you, and I'm not going to say anything negative about you at all. Okay? At all. We had some business to deal with. I took care of that in a professional way. So you know the type of person I am. I'm that same type of person with my lady Dawn and in other situations outside of YouTube. The person that you dealt with regarding that court case we had is the same person I am. But see, whether you feel I'm that same person or not, your audience is not going to suit you praising me for doing the right thing on YouTube stuff. So you have to take the opposite route because that's what your audience wants. Period. End of story. So again, you're going to do what you're going to do no matter what I say or do. And all I'm going to do is be here to share my responses to whatever you guys do at some point down the road. If you go real life, I'm going to call you out every time, and more people are going to know that you guys are doing a cardinal sin. That's the cardinal sin out here on YouTube, to go real life on people when it's not warranted. There's nothing warranted here, okay? And if I want to talk about my family or Dawn's family, we're all family, that's my prerogative. And I know the repercussions of doing that. I don't need you folks telling me what the repercussions of doing that. I'm at a point right now where all I want to do is give my woman the best possible life ever. And I've been doing the best I can to give her that life for the last 2.5 years, but even more so the last 1.5 years that she's been living here with me. And that's all. And like I said, if anyone tries to harm her in any way, shape, or form, even if it's her own family or my family, or I don't care. It could be my brother. It could be her brothers. It could be my mother. It could be my aunt. It could be Dawn's mom or dad. I don't care who the fuck it is. If you fuck with my woman, I'm going to go to bat for her. I'm going to go to bat for her. Don and I are raw and real. We are here to truly help people. If you folks don't like the fact that we're real and you're more into drama, shit show, fake instigated drama content, then go do your thing, but leave us out of it. There's nothing fake about us. If you think we're cringy or whatever, okay? Have your opinions. Say what you got to say. Rebroadcast my content. I don't care. But the fact that you guys pull this real life garbage where it's not warranted, that's where you cross the line. And I think many other people on YouTube realize that. I'll even mention you, JB Gunner. People are saying, oh, I took a dump on JB Gunner for saying that. No. I said, hey, you know what? I know JB Gunner went to bat for me, but it still doesn't excuse the stuff he did in the past. I appreciate the fact that he went to bat for me, but that does not excuse what he's done in the past at all. At all. But even he knows going real life is the cardinal sin of YouTube. And again, I'm not taking any legal action. I don't want to deal with it. This is petty, childish shit. I don't need I don't need to go legal. That's all stupid. I can handle this right here on the front lines. And all I'm going to say is, hey, whatever you folks do is on you. But every time you folks do something, I'm going to point it out. And then more and more people are going to see that, oh, God, they're going real life on Eli and Dawn again. They're going real life on Eli and Dawn again. They're going real life on Eli and Dawn again. No, Richard T. No one did a new wellness check. No. Miss T did a stream, and people are threatening to send Dawn's mom and her daughter Ashley my video from yesterday, and I'm saying go right the fuck ahead. I don't care. I don't care. At this point, I care about protecting Dawn from everyone, even if it includes, her family. Because listen, there's a lot of emotional stuff that Dawn's dealt with over this, and you folks do not know the entire story because I have not shared the entire story. But I've been dealing with it for the last 2.5 years, and I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. And I spoke out about it because I felt like it. And if you don't like it, change the channel. And if you want to respond to it, go right ahead, share your thoughts. But if you're going to go as low and threaten, I'm going to go send them this video clip of Eli trash talking Dawn's family, and Dawn doesn't know it. Dawn knows about it. I told her about it before I even did it. We talked this morning with her friend about it for 3 hours. And she knows I'm doing this show about it right now. She knows. And she's in the other room watching TV, just having a grand old time. She feels good. I see her on the camera right now on my screen. I think some of you out there need to find a new fucking hobby. You really do. Because it's become a hobby to try to paint me as someone I'm not. Right? Again, react to me all you want. Talk about me all you want. But if you're going to go real life on things that don't warrant it, right? Then that's where you cross the line. And that's where we're just going to keep talking about it and raising more awareness. And then more and more people will be like, this is not right. And see, it's not going to be me. Like, I'll just probably, whatever happens, I mention. But then these other creators come in and say, well, why did you do that? Why did you do that? Why'd you go real life? Why'd you go real life? We know you don't like Eli. We don't like Eli, but we don't want anyone going real life on us. So why do you go real life on them and him and Dawn? Right? I don't talk about you, Miss T, at all. I've wished you the best. I've been very nice to you, but you continue to insert yourself into my business. That's cool. No problem. I'm a public figure. You can do that. Okay? I'm a public figure. You can do that, right? But at the same time, Miss T, all that's telling me, I'm going to wrap up by saying this, and then I'm going to mention the Mondo show one more time. I'm going to wrap up by saying this, Miss T. All I'm going to say is that you are a big Eli fan. Whether you love me or hate me or you're indifferent, whether you're creating fake instigated drama content or whether you feel you're right about what you're saying or whatever, it doesn't matter. You are a fan. You watch every move I make. You watch my community postings. You watch my shows. You are a fan, whether you say it or not, whether you like it or not. You're a fan. So thank you for being a fan. You should actually get a membership and watch our members only live streams instead of watching the, unlisted ones behind the scenes, which we don't even care about. It doesn't matter. If you're a real fan, then you should support us because you are a real fan. You are. All right? So that's that. With that being said, we are 22 minutes away from the Planet Mondo show. I'm going to be the special guest on the Planet Mondo show at the bottom of the hour, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 p.m. Pacific. I've shared the link here on the community wall on Coach Eli 2 Authentic Live Streams. Please go to the community wall, share it out on your community walls, make people aware. I'm going to be live with Mondo in about 22 minutes from now. It's going to be audio only from my phone because I need to do some other things at the same time and help out Dom with some things. So I'm going to be coming audio only with my picture. I'm sure Mondo will be on camera. Mondo, if you're expecting me to come on camera, I'm sorry, dude. I just, it's a lot going on, and I'm not going to sit here in the studio for another hour and a half at this point. So, but I will come off of my phone, and it'll be with my nice headset, and it'll be in good quality audio only. So, with that being said, folks, have a good one. Take care. And as always, be good to each other.